Inspired by IMDb and Sight and Sound, Return of the Disc presents the Top 250 Movies List, a mini-series. Joining me again is Tom. We're here to give the rest of our list, part 4 of our list, the next 25. Yeah. So who wants to go first?
Either way. Which do you prefer?
I'll let you go first.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
175.
All right. My 175 is In Bruges. Martin McDonagh's debut feature is a cinematic dark comedy about two hitmen hiding out in Bruges after a job gone wrong. A razor-tight script, morally ambiguous characters, and fantastic performances all around, but especially from the main three, Brendan Gleeson, Colin Farrell, and Ray Fiennes.
Nice.
Number 174, Mallrats.
Oh, nice. You picked it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I love this one. I still haven't watched the extended cut. Every time I put it in, I'm going to watch the extended cut. It's been with Ian and Vinny, and they're like, let's watch the theatrical because it's shorter. And I'm like, oh, okay. Kevin Smith's second feature. This movie is zany and just oodles of fun. It has all the charm that Smith has to offer on full display.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I didn't say very much, but it's a very fun movie. Number 173, The Evil Dead, 1981. Sam Raimi's debut feature finds Bruce Campbell and company in a dilapidated cabin in the woods where they accidentally unleash demons and hijinks ensue. The special effects are dialed to 11, and the madness is unrelenting. Awesome. It was just a really fun movie. I love 2 and 3 as well, and I considered including the whole trilogy, but I actually, this one has grown on me more and more where I like this one way more than the other ones. I think part of it is they just like take this one a little bit more seriously. Like, I mean, like, obviously, like, they're all comedies too.
Yeah.
But like this one, I feel like, I don't know, this one speaks to me more now. I rewatch this one a lot, and the other two I sometimes rewatch. So that's why I included just that one.
That's a good reason.
Yeah. Okay. Number 172 is Pulp Fiction. Quentin Tarantino's breakout film with an all-star cast led by John Travolta, Samuel L. Jackson, and Uma Thurman. Tarantino takes the tropes of crime pulp novels and adds new flesh and bones to them. A nonlinear structure and small talk conversation anchor the film, and it makes something special. And then you got me the 4K for Christmas. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay, and the next one is a twofer. My 171 is The Sadness / Train to Busan. Taiwan's The Sadness and Korea's Train to Busan reinvented the fast zombie into some of the most intense cinema put to film. Stare deep into the void.
Wow.
These are
so the connection is zombies?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, essentially, like, I feel like these two have similar sort of zombies, and they do some sort of similar stuff. They're very different films, but they both give me the same sort of like feel, and they're both intensely violent. So like, yeah. And I kept going back and forth, like, if I wanted to include one or the other. And I was like, they're about the same for me. I mean, like, there's no real actual connection. Like, there's no filmmaker who was in between them. They're not even made in the same country. But they're both super intense zombie movies. I feel like Train to Busan is a little bit better known than The Sadness. But, like, yeah, both really great.
Until you watch The Sadness and you realize it's way hornier.
Oh yeah, The Sadness is way hornier. That's true. The Train to Busan has a little bit more like soap opera-ness, and then The Sadness is like really horny. But other than that, they're both like super just cool, fun, really intense horror movies, zombie movies.
That's a great double feature.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, you would be, if you're watching these for the first time and you watch them back to back, you're going to be like, I mean, like, even I've seen them like several times each now.
You'll need a shower.
Yeah, and like that would be an intense double feature. I would feel a little like worn out after.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, that was number 171.
Okay.
So your turn.
My 175 is Carnival of Souls.
Ooh.
Low budget film shot in Lawrence and Kansas and Salt Lake City. Inspired a lot of horror films that would follow it. The director never really worked again. He came from a technical video side, did mostly those safety videos for schools, stuff like that. And I just really love the feel of the film. And it's really grown on me the more I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a unique experience.
Oh, yeah.
Next one, 174, Double Indemnity. This one, I believe, started the noir genre, or at least made it most famous.
Yeah, I don't know if it started it, but it was definitely a major one.
Yeah, definitely the most like commercial noir that started the big noir trend, I believe. Fred MacMurray, Barbara Stanwyck, and Edward G. Robinson give great performances here. Love this movie.
Excellent one.
Next one, 173. You Had in Bruges. I have 3 billboards outside of Ebbing, Missouri. This movie, I did not like it at all the first time I watched it. Then I got out of my ass and watched it at home and loved it. Powerhouse performance by Frances McDormand and Sam Rockwell, man. His character and the way that his character, just his character arc in this is just fantastic. Martin McDonagh, I don't think he's had really a bad movie. Great script right here.
Oh no, I mean, like, I feel like Seven Psychopaths is his worst one, and like that's even still a really good movie.
It is. 172, Edward Scissorhands. Tim Burton. Love this gothic fantasy film, dark comedy. Johnny Depp at his one of his finest films, and Winona Ryder is so great and charming, and so many funny aspects to this. And it was, you know, the little small town in this, it just cracks me up the way that people act, and
yeah.
You know, when they had a new stranger, they treated Edward like a celebrity.
Yeah,
and he's cutting their hair and stuff, and it's hilarious.
I love that one.
171 is Alligator. A prequel to Jackie Brown, sort of. Led by Robert Forster. This B-movie monster film shouldn't work, but it does.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun. It's a script written by John Sayles. I think it's just a fantastic script for like a B-movie and kind of a spin-off of what Jaws was. You know, these monster films came out after Jaws. You know, you had Piranha, you had Alligator. You know, these monster films. And, you know, Robert Forster is the heart of the film, and he led Tarantino to inspire what would come from Jackie Brown and cast Robert Forster as Max Cherry. So I had a good time when we went to the New Beverly and saw Alligator and Jackie Brown back to back.
Oh, yeah. I ended up getting that one myself. I like that movie. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Back to you for 170.
All right. My number 170 is Legend, 1985. I prefer the director's cut. Ridley Scott's Legend stars Tom Cruise as a half-naked little elf boy who goes to rescue Mia Sara. I don't know what I wrote there. From the clutches of the devil. Tim Curry. Wow, just wow. This movie is bonkers. Love it. The set design and cinematography is otherworldly, yet harkens back to the cleanly staged sets of the Wizard of Oz era. Number 169, Sunset Boulevard. Billy Wilder brings us to the home of Norma Desmond, played by Gloria Swanson. Norma is a silent film star put out of work by the talkies, as is Swanson. Norma wants a comeback, and when she doesn't get it, she suffers a psychological break. This is just really
that ending.
Oh yeah. This is a really good film noir. Um, I actually have two of your last five on my list, but a little higher. Number 168 is Theater of Blood. Vincent Price and Diana Rigg star in this campy, blood-soaked 70s nightmare. Price wants revenge on a group of theater critics who ruined his career, so he murders them according to Shakespeare death scenes.
I need to see that one.
Oh, this one's pretty fun. I mean, like, I don't want to like overhype it because like it's not like a cinematic masterpiece or anything, but like this is one of my favorite Vincent Price movies. Like, I love this one. Okay. Then number 167 is Rope, which is inside my Hitchcock collection. Maybe I'll find the page and turn to it.
How many films are in there?
I think it's like 17. Wow. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so it's 15, and then it comes with a few episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Presents and a few episodes of the Alfred Hitchcock Hour, which I haven't watched. I've seen, I think, all of the other movies. I think I've seen all the movies in this collection at this point. I don't remember Topaz. So I'm not sure if I watched that one, but I've watched all the other ones. So Rope. Alfred Hitchcock brings us a movie that pretends to be a single take. Based on the infamous Leopold and Loeb murders, two students kill one of their classmates and hide his corpse in a chest that they use as a table at their dinner party. The professor, played by Jimmy Stewart, soon grows suspicious of their crime. Suspenseful and deliciously homoerotic. I love gay villains.
Awesome.
Yeah. Not very politically correct, but like, I just love queer villains. They're just so fun. I just love villains in general, so that's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 166. Playtime, 1967. The ultimate film by French director Jacques Tati sees his reoccurring character, Monsieur Hulot, played by Tati himself, wandering an ultra-modern office building and restaurant in Paris, where sight gags ensue and subtle comedy arises.
Cool.
It's a really fun, crazy sort of film. I had never heard of it, but got to see it playing at the Arrow.
Oh, cool! Yeah.
So yeah, so that's 166. That's where I stop.
Okay, 170. The Peanut Butter Falcon. This movie stars Shia LaBeouf and Dakota Johnson, but the real heart of the movie is Zach, who breaks out of a nursing home and wants to go to a wrestling camp to become a pro wrestler. Basically, he watches this old VHS tape of a wrestler, and we know as an audience that the wrestling camp is shut down, but he really wants to go, and everybody has to find him. They have to find out where he's at, and then they find him. Shia LaBeouf takes care of him, and Dakota Johnson's kind of like his social worker. So they go on this adventure. It's like an outdoors adventure, and what happens is it's really charming. It's a fun little movie. I had a good time with it.
Oh yeah.
And Bruce Stern's in it. He doesn't walk, but he's in it. Oh. All right, 169. Any Given Sunday from 1999. Pacino plays a struggling coach trying to keep it together in this honest approach to the NFL life in the 90s from Oliver Stone. The movie was ahead of its time. They deal with a lot of concussion, a lot of the steroid stuff in the NFL. They deal with a lot of those issues. And it's an ensemble piece. There's a lot of different people in this. I mean, even you have like, Jim Brown shows up. He's like, he plays one of the players, and you have Dennis Quaid plays one of the quarterbacks, and then Cameron Diaz is like overseeing the franchise, and she's putting pressure on Pacino's character, and he has all these issues. So it's a really fun, stylized film, and Jamie Foxx is also in this. It's just a loaded
cast.
Yeah, exactly. Ensemble. 168, Another Round, starring Mads Mikkelsen. About these buddies that do an experiment. If you raise your alcohol level just a little bit, it should improve your life. So they try it. And you can imagine each person is different. And, and this movie won like Best Foreign Film a couple years ago. I thought it was a fantastic film and dark comedy at times. A true like powerhouse performance by Mads Mikkelsen. You know, he plays a husband who's in kind of like this failed limbo marriage, and he's a teacher. And all of these guys, they work at a school too, so they're drinking and teaching, and they're, you know, it puts them in some weird scenarios when they become drunk. But it's all for this experiment to try to like see if it's true that if you raise your alcohol level a little bit, you have a happier life. And as you can tell, as you probably would imagine, like things can go bad and good. And if you haven't seen the film, I won't spoil the ending, but it's a fantastic ending sequence. 167, The Edge of 17. Powerhouse performance from Haley Steinfeld. Woody Harrelson plays her teacher. She's basically, I don't know, because every time I watch it now, it's like she's not as likable as I want her to be, but then she turns the corner and realizes that everybody's not out to get her. So she kind of matures throughout the film after losing her father and becoming like, you know, depressed over that. So I think it's a great coming of age film, and Haley Steinfeld is just wonderful. I wish she would do more movies like this. And 166, Dawn of the Dead. Romero's Zombies at the Mall. Just an epic movie, man. I loved every second of this film. It's what you expect. You know, you have zombies taking over, and it's sort of a sequel to Night of the Living Dead in a way, and it's in that world. And you have some awesome action pieces here. Just a fantastic film. If you haven't seen it, check out Dawn of the Dead. And I didn't care for the remake. But yeah, that's
all right. Cool.
On to your 165.
Those were good. Okay. My 165 is Get Out. The debut film from Jordan Peele follows a black man meeting his white girlfriend's family for the first time, only to realize they have lured him there for nefarious purposes. The metaphor of the sunken place is one of the most profound and powerful images in film in the 21st century. 164 is Roma, 2018. Alfonso Cuarón recreates the Mexico of his childhood, following a character based upon his family's maid as she becomes pregnant, is left by the father, and then miscarries. Stunningly beautiful, capturing the everyday and focusing on someone who would normally be forgotten by a Hollywood movie, Cuarón makes us feel and love and hold each other. Number 163 is Kubo and the Two Strings. A stop-motion animated film by Laika, Kubo lives in a cave with his mother, who stole him away from his evil sorcerer grandfather. Kubo unites with a giant beetle and a monkey who aid him in his quest to defeat his grandfather. An adorable little film.
Awesome.
My 162 is The Time Machine, 1960. A faithful adaptation of the H.G. Wells novel about a man who travels to the distant future and finds that humanity has split into two different offshoots, the beautiful but feeble-minded Eloys and the hideous but industrious Morlocks. I love the design of the time machine itself and the Morlock costumes.
Awesome. I didn't know they made an adaptation.
They've made a few. That one is the most faithful to the novel. They made one in the 2000s because, like, I feel like they were remaking a lot of stuff like that. Like, I feel like Bram Stoker's Dracula got popular, and then, like, they started doing a bunch of stuff to, like, try and recapture that. And that was kind of one of them. That one's not a bad film, for sure. Like, it's fine. But this one just, It's a lot closer to the novel. I love the how they did it in the 60s. I just love the special effects, and it's just really fun to watch.
Yeah.
So, and then my 161 is From Dusk Till Dawn, written by Quentin Tarantino and directed by Robert Rodriguez, starring George Clooney, Harvey Keitel, with Danny Trejo and Selma Hayek. It's a crime drama that turns into a vampire movie. Very fun, very campy. So yeah.
Awesome. Moving on to my 165, The Crow. Tragedy of Brandon Lee provides an even more emotional gut punch to this already epic gothic tale of revenge. Just a fantastic film. Can't rain all the time. $164 is Don't Breathe. Fede Alvarez. This is one of the first horror movies I saw in theaters, to be honest with you. so it has like a special part in my mind. It's not even that scary, but Don't Mess with the Blind Man. Stephen Lang is amazing as the blind man in this. It's just a fun little turns into like an escape room type thing, because you have these jewelry thief people that think they can steal this war veterans' money, and turns out they can't so easily. Anyway, it's just. The next one is one we've covered together. 163, The Fog, which I have a part of the 4-pack here. John Carpenter's The Fog. 11:55. Time for one more story to keep warm. And this Carpenter feels like a big budget film, but it's not. Love the cinematography and practical effects. Jamie Lee Curtis as well. Next one is 162, Point Break. Keanu and Patrick Swayze, a guilty pleasure thrill ride of mine. Directed by Catherine Bigelow.
Yeah.
And 161, Moneyball. Brad Pitt stars in this behind-the-scenes baseball film that is as riveting experience as one that was on the field. Screenplay by Aaron Sorkin. Just a really fun sports movie from a niche perspective. All right, back to you. 160.
Okay, 160. My number 160 is The Shape of Water.
Oh, yeah.
A movie in which a woman fucks a fish and you cheer. A beautiful romance, a wonderful score, a beautiful aesthetic, amazing side characters, a very well done film.
You were channeling Michael Shannon.
159 is Scarface, 1983, the Brian De Palma Al Pacino crime epic. Shakespearean is in its rise and fall of Tony Montana with a thoroughly modern setting. The finale, one of De Palma's best. My stack fell.
It happens.
Yeah. Number 158, 1408, the theatrical cut. John Cusack trapped in a hotel room that is trying to drive him insane. Feels like a great Twilight Zone episode. Very fun. Avoid the director's cut, which is unfortunately the only cut available on Blu-ray.
Wow.
The ending is changed to the film's detriment. It added scenes, slow the pacing of the rest of the film.
Wow.
No, I feel that very strongly. Like I watched the director, like I got the Blu-ray because I was like, oh, I only have the DVD. I want to get the Blu-ray. And I watched it and I was like, this is terrible. Why did he do this? This is a much worse ending than the theatrical film. So I literally sold the Blu-ray. I'm never going to watch the director's cut again. I kept this one.
That's rare.
Yeah. Number 157, The Descent. A group of thrill seekers go spelunking an off-limits, unexplored cave and find it inhabited by humanoid cave-dwelling monsters. I love the way they shot this movie. The characters are all women and their dynamics are interesting. This movie is claustrophobic as fuck. 156 is Misery.
Mm-hmm.
Rob Reiner's
We
adaptation.
were close on that one.
Yeah. Oh, really? Didn't you do it last week? No? Okay, cool. Rob Reiner's adaptation of the Stephen King novel. Kathy Bates, James Caan. Caan plays novelist Paul Sheldon, a romance author who's kidnapped by Bates' Annie Wilkes after a car wreck. Almost completely a chamber drama, Reiner builds magnificent suspense out of King's simple premise. So yeah. That was 156.
Oh, nice. Okay, 160. Love Actually. A Christmas staple in my house and hilarious ensemble cast. Just a charming film that, watch it every year.
Hell yeah.
Next one is 159. Can't believe it made the list. Hot Tub Time Machine. Go back in time in this comedy. Michael Jackson was still black and the Great White Buffalo remained. So I just have a great time in this movie. I don't know why, but it puts me in a good mood. And
no, it's a fun movie.
I really enjoy this movie. Sequel is terrible.
Yeah, no, it is.
158, Green Room. Anton Yelchin's final performance, or one of his final performances. Frickin' Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart himself, is a Nazi, pretty much. A white supremacist in this. And man, what a movie. I just love the cinematography, the low budget feel, the sound design is so key in this movie. It's just great little thriller.
Oh, yeah.
157, Kevin Smith's Chasing Amy.
Nice.
Kevin Smith's third and possibly best movie. The script is everything, and a performance by Affleck, who's in love with a lesbian. Some progressive ideas here. I think it's a lot of fun, a lot of pop culture references as you would expect from a Kevin Smith film, and great performances. And 156, Mrs. Doubtfire. Robin Williams makes it all work as a dad who's desperate to see his children. Just classic Robin Williams comedy.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Moving right along to our final five for today.
Okay. Yeah. My number 155 is Ghostbusters 1984. Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson band together to fight ghosts in New York City, but face their biggest challenge when a portal opens above the Dakota, where Sigourney Weaver and Rick Moranis live. It's a good, fun movie. The premise could have been serious, but the comedy element adds a whole new dimension. Number 154, Horror Express. This movie is crazy. Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee post-Hammer Horror are traveling aboard the Orient Express in the 1890s. Lee is transporting a missing link which has an alien brain parasite attached to it that can wipe people's brains clean in order to absorb their knowledge and can jump from host to host. What the fuck? Nuts. Just nuts. The last 15 minutes are truly horrifying.
Wow.
Okay, and then number 153 is Cruising. Al Pacino is a cop tasked with going undercover in New York City's gay leather scene to try and catch a serial killer preying upon gay men. But Pacino realizes he may be queer himself. At least that's how I read it. William Friedkin directs it. An audacious and controversial movie at the time. It's a movie I keep thinking about and keeps drawing me back. Number 152 is Anchorman, The Legend of Ron Burgundy. The best of the mostly male ensemble films of the 2000s, male comedy films of the 2000s, Anchorman takes aim at sexist men and shows us how silly they are, all while having insane little gags and fun over-the-top character arcs. It's the most fun. It's the world's most glorious rainbow. Do me on it. And then my number 151 is Carrie, 1976. Brian De Palma adapts Stephen King's first novel. Sissy Spacek plays Carrie White, an outcast and bullied girl who develops telekinetic powers. Her mother, played by Piper Laurie, believes her daughter's powers come from the devil. The two clash spectacularly. A tragic and horrifying story, very well done. The prom scene is still shocking.
Nice. Oh, that concludes your list for today. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. My last 5, starting with 155. Avatar by James Cameron. This movie was quite an experience in theaters. Saw it several times. Very much a remake of like Pocahontas or Dances with Wolves or Last of the Mohicans, but nonetheless, James Horner's score is amazing, and the technical achievement in this has your jaw dropped at moments, and it's just really fun experience. I really still enjoy it. And next one is 154. Oh baby, Basic Instinct. This is Paul Verhoeven, a crime noir. Michael Douglas is investigating a serial killer of murders. Sharon Stone plays the sexy suspect who lures him in. And this guilty pleasure of mine, I will say. It's gripping, well made. Cinematography is crazy. Just a lot of twists and turns. I had a good time with it. And
I didn't realize Verhoeven made that movie. I'm gonna have to watch it.
Yeah, man. Definitely, we can check it out next time we're together.
Yeah.
This is the 4K box set.
I know about the legs uncrossing part.
Yeah. There's a lot of nudity.
Yeah, makes sense.
The next one is 153. 48 Hours, a buddy cop film from the 80s. Had a lot of fun with this one. Nick Nolte, Eddie Murphy.
Other way.
Yeah.
Just
a good time. Kind of came out at the same time as around Lethal Weapon. You know, the buddy cop thing was really popular in the 80s.
Yeah.
Next one is 152. Drive, starring Ryan Gosling, a movie that grew on me over the years. Absolutely hated it the first time, as per usual on some of these, but I grew to love it. Amazing soundtrack. Just the cinematography is great, and I love the way that it's Ryan Gosling delivers in this like stylish thriller. Over the top Ron Perlman in this, and you have Albert Brooks playing a villain, and man, just what a guy.
Oh, yeah.
Great movie. 151, Boogie Nights. Paul Thomas Anderson directs a movie about a porn star in the 70s. And Mark Wahlberg gives probably his best performance, I would say. Burt Reynolds is great too as the director. It's just a huge ensemble cast.
Oh, yeah.
And just there's so many names in this. Awesome soundtrack again, as you would expect from PTA. Just amazing cinematography. It's probably one of his best films.
That really, I have that one as my highest ranked. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think I have another one higher. But,
yeah, no, it's back and forth between the two, right?
I know what we're talking about. Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about. But yeah,
those are the only two on my list. So
we shall find out on the next few episodes. Not sure where Tom has it ranked, but I've got mine. Coming up.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll do it for episode 4 of the Top 250. Join us next week for episode 5, where we list 25 more movies each, and let us know below what your list is, or if you have any thoughts on our list so far, leave them below. And thank you again so much for watching. For more Return of the Disc, visit returnofthedisc.com. Check out the audio version of today's show, available on all major podcast platforms. And be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel